How's it going, everyone? I'm going to take a slightly different angle with this Napster case. I like to look at it through the lens of smaller bands. So when I was in high school, I would download pretty much everything on LimeWire, BearShare, Kazaa, BitTorrent, and we wouldn't have a lot of shame about it. We would hear about a band, we'd download that band, and then if I liked it, I would share it with my friends. So what you were finding is that these smaller bands weren't having to do a local tour, regional tour, then hope to get on a national tour to open up for a bigger band. They can just put their music online. It would be good. People would share it, and then they could become big overnight. So you see that a lot with these smaller bands where when they would come to town, they'd be like, everyone, get out there, download our new album, share it with your friends, and they would actually encourage the use of the BitTorrent. So it's fun to think of how many bands kind of like blew up overnight, like Yellowcard and Fall Out Boy and The Used, where just by word of mouth in using BitTorrent, they actually got put on the radio probably a lot quicker than they would have if they would have taken the traditional route of going on tour with other bands. So another thing I think of with the copyright infringement is comedians. So comedians will go out to clubs and work their acts and try to iron it out so they can take it on tour. And even on tour, they might change it up a little bit. So when it comes time to shoot their special, it's all ironed out, ready to go. They know the funny parts, they know where the punchline is. But comedians often find their acts get stolen because it's not copyright infringement because they haven't like put it on recording yet. So it's kind of a real insecure, kind of crazy world with comedians to where, you've seen like the Carlos Mencia videos where he stole so many bits and he was really popular, made a lot of money off of other people's material that they used way before he ever did. So that's an interesting part of copyright infringement that I think of. Another thing I think of is my YouTube videos. I use copyright-free music. So I'll go to a website, search copyright-free music that's good for my video, and then I will give the artist credits in the bio of the video. So that's something I'm doing now. I am curious though, so you guys can fill me in if you know this, and this is something I'll probably research right after I do this video. If I were to use a mainstream band song for my personal YouTube video that I'm sharing with everyone, would I get muted to where there's no sound? Would it take my video down? Or would it just give all the ad revenue to that band? Because if it gives all the ad revenue to that band, I don't care if I make any money on my YouTube videos. I just want to share it with the world. So why not share it with the world and help out the band that I like anyway? So that's something I'm going to do a little research on, something if you guys know, maybe you can help me out with. And when it comes to the moral compass, this one is a little difficult for me because I don't have kids. I'm really curious to see what the mothers and fathers out there think. I think the moral compass is just kind of the change with the access when it comes to technology growth. So when I was younger, I heard a curse word. I'm like, oh my God, a curse word. I think kids are a little more immune to that now. They're not as sensitive as they used to be because they have access to so many more things. When I was younger and I wanted to know something, I would ask my parents because mom and dad know everything, right? But now if a kid wants to know something, they just take out their phone and Google it. So even if you restrict things on your kids' phones or tablets or television streaming devices, they may have friends that don't have those restrictions. So I still think kids have a lot more access than they used to, so where they're not very sensitive when it comes to certain topics. And so that's why we may have seen a shift towards our moral compass to where things don't shock us as much as they used to. But that's kind of my take on it from someone who isn't a parent, and I am extremely curious to hear yours. So thanks, everyone.